Within the DPDP rules, we have already spoken about consent. We spoke about verifiable consent. And now we are talking about the new concept that has come up, which is being a registered consent manager for operating as a consent manager in India. Welcome to my YouTube channel where you regularly see new content on data privacy. And as I said, let's talk about a registered consent manager under the DPDP rules in India. So we talked about consent, free, fair, provided after getting the complete details of processing the permission to process the information. We spoke about verifiable consent where the consent giver is either not available or is a minor and his consent needs to be verified. Right? We did briefly check about the legitimate use portion also where you don't even need a consent because you are processing for public interest. Now we are going to talk about consent manager where the Data Protection Board of India wants larger organizations to come up with their consent management solutions and get registered with the Data Protection Board of India to be a service provider for the consent management services. So it's an independent platform which gives you a single view to provide consents, and you can end up providing consents to multiple data fiduciaries. It would give you, of course, the granular ones, which granular options, which the DPDP rule suggests, a standardized consent handling process acting on behalf of data principals. Why does a consent manager need to be registered? He needs to be registered because he is central authorized consent system. Needs to follow the technical standards and manage highest possible governance standards. So someone has to lay down the governance standards for him. Someone has to put a check on the technical capabilities and working of his, and that's what the Data Protection Board of India is going to do. Therefore, to be a consent manager in India, you need to be registered with the Data Protection Board of India. The board defines and sets these standards of consent. A single interface where you can provide dashboards, a single dashboard for all the consents that you provide to various fiduciaries, a single point of control for all the users. A smooth user consent management operation can be done from this single screen or this single interface. What are the business and technical impacts of being or using a consent manager? There need to be APIs that need to be integrated with your consent managing or consent collection softwares, or maybe you integrate your applications with their APIs so that their interface can collect consent which you can store within your applications, or talk to their consent manager to validate the consents. So the application and the consent manager need to be interoperable. There need to be audit trails and there have to be standardized consent artifacts. Simple. The power of the board can revoke, suspend, or cancel the registration completely for a consent manager. He can suspend registration, he can cancel registration, the board can impose various conditions. Why? In a condition where you violate any of the rules, you are not meeting the security standards, they are not as per up to the mark, or the public interest is at risk because you were playing around with the consent management system for the public. So that's about the registered consent management under DPDP rules. I hope you like the content of the video. Stay with me, subscribe my channel so that we keep talking about more things about privacy and about DPDP rules, and share your feedback in the comment section.